Welcome back to This Is Not CBC.
Isn't this rich? You guys, you can't even make this up. The CFIA actually wrote to Katie, Karen, and Dave at the Universal Ostrich Farm. Listen to this. It says, hello. The warrants that the CFIA served remain in effect until we leave the premises. The continued harassment, intimidation, doxing, and threats targeting CFIA staff, RCMP, and contractors is impeding our ability to exit the farm. This behavior is occurring both online and in person and is unacceptable. You and your supporters can contribute to the solution and resolve the delays in our ability to leave the premises by stopping this unacceptable harassment, doxing, and intimidation. For example, the presence of your supporters at various Super Save locations, apparently with your endorsement, are impeding and delaying the ability of Super Save to complete their work for the CFIA on your farm. If you are truly concerned about the CFIA remaining on your property, you will have all of your supporters stand down on their campaign of harassment. Thank you. Now, before I go into Katie, Karen, and Dave's response, I just want it being said right here all across the internet for everyone to hear. CFIA, we're angry about what you did, the unjust. Did you show any compassion or help at all while you've been on the property? You've been the harassing ones. All we've seen is the farm and supporters peacefully standing there trying to get answers that you didn't even have the guts to come out and answer them. Anyway, I do this on my own accord. I respect Katie, Karen, and Dave, who have asked all of the public to please remain civil. So their response was, Dear Case Officer 7, we acknowledge receipt of your message. First and foremost, Universal Ostrich Farm wishes to make it abundantly clear that we do not endorse, direct, or organize any form of harassment, intimidation, or interference with CFIA staff, contractors, or RCMP. We have consistently maintained in both private correspondence and public messaging that we stand for peaceful advocacy, lawful conduct, and faith led resistance grounded in compassion and truth. What you are witnessing across Canada and internationally is not an organized campaign of harassment. It is a spontaneous outpouring of grief and outrage from a public who has watched, often in real time, the suffering of innocent animals and the desecration of a family's life's work. The supporters are not acting under instruction, they are acting from conscience. Many of them heard, recorded, or relived the over 900 gunshots that echoed through the night on our farm, a night that has been since described by multiple witnesses as a war zone. They saw wounded ostriches, intelligent, gentle creatures left suffering until morning, when a second round of gunfire was used to finish off those who survived. This was not humane. This was not transparent, and this is why the public is heartbroken and angry. People have fallen in love with these ostriches as our family has more than 3 decades. They want only to know where the birds will be laid to rest, to offer prayers and hold a vigil for life, something CFIA has shown no effort to facilitate nor respect for. We also note grave concerns regarding your team's biosecurity conduct. Multiple witnesses observed CFIA and contracted personnel moving between designated hot and cold zones without PPE, walking across contaminated areas, and spreading hay used as traction for police and vehicle access across clean land. These actions directly contradict the very biosecurity principles you claim to enforce, and we reserve all rights to raise these breaches formally. The anger and sorrow being expressed publicly are not the product of our messaging. They are the natural human reaction to witnessing suffering, death, and injustice. We cannot and will not accept responsibility for the moral and emotional consequences of CFIA's own actions. We reaffirm, as we have from the beginning, Universal Ostrich Farm does not condone violence, threats, or harassment in any form. We are committed to lawful, peaceful advocacy and truth. This entire ordeal has been devastating, not just to our family, but the world and for Canadians across the country who now see what happens when policy overrides compassion. To label their heartbreak as harassment is deeply unfair and only deepens the divide. We urge the CFIA to look inward and reflect on how this tragedy unfolded to see that what occurred here is not enforcement, but a crime against humanity and against the values Canada claims to stand for. Respectfully, Karen, Dave, and Katie. Now, you guys, this is disgusting. CFIA even reaching out like that. I'm going to tell you right now, this is not CBC. We are not going to hide how we feel. We're not just going to roll over and allow this to happen. Somebody needs to be held, a lot of people, I'm sorry, need to be held accountable. And we need to stop a system that continues to do this over and over again. Thanks for watching. Our thoughts and prayers are with all of you, Karen, Dave, and Katie. We've fallen in love with not only your ostriches, but with you guys as well. We are so sorry.